Good day, my name is Mr. Announcer, and it is now time for the Balcony Brotherhood to read and respond to your
You've got
email.
We're mass communicating.
Dropping the guys a quick note is the best way to interact with the show, and you can do so by sending all your emails to balconybrotherhood@gmail.com. While Confucius may be misquoted here, the quote is still valuable advice. The man who asks a stupid question is a fool for a minute. The man who does not ask a stupid question is a fool for life. Gentlemen, it is time to read your emails.
Thanks for downloading your April 27th email episode of the Balcony Brotherhood podcast. I'm Tanner Blackheart, joined by the Sultan of the Cyber Smoke, Mr. Paul Drake. This is the man who'd crash a Reddit thread with a lit cigar, out-troll a TikTok prankster with a single emoji, and still have time to email his Brotherhood crew with a cigar selfie. Let's fire up the inbox and get to it.
number 1.
And this email reads, Dear Balcony Brotherhood, I appreciate the honest and thought-provoking discussions that you all bring to the table. As a longtime listener, I wanted to suggest a topic that I believe that men silently struggle with today, and that's the constant pressure to appear strong, emotionally unshakable, and self-reliant no matter the circumstances. In a world that's slowly opening up to vulnerability, many of us still feel like that they are not allowed to show weakness or ask for help without feeling judged or inadequate. It would be powerful to hear you both explore this cultural expectation, its roots, and how men can begin to unlearn it in order to build healthier emotional lives. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts on it. All the best, Marcus in Southern Illinois. Well, Marcus, thanks for the take. There is an enormous amount of pressure to always be, quote, strong as a man in today's society, and we're just here to say that it's okay to ask for help when needed, and we try to do that every single week on our show. Mr. Blackheart, please weigh in here.
That is a heck of a topic. Once again, that's the toxic masculinity that we've spoken about in the past. I was just talking about this with some guys at my cigar shop the other day, and we were making the observation that society has taught us in the past to just suck it up and be strong. One guy even added to the conversation by saying, that's right, get strong, and drink a glass of concrete. Of course, I cracked up at that, but I digress. This is the sort of upbringing that is 100% toxic masculinity, and it may very well be time for us to discuss this again as we are approaching our 1-year anniversary of the show. Thanks for the email, Marcus.
Number 2.
And this email reads, Dear Balcony Brotherhood, thank you for continuing to shine a light on the real challenges that men face today. One topic I'd love to hear you dive into is the difficulty many men experience in maintaining or forming deep friendships as adults. As life responsibilities grow, careers, family, aging parents, it seems that meaningful male friendships always fall by the wayside. For many, this leads to isolation, even if they're surrounded by people. There's a stigma around male intimacy that makes opening up to other men feel uncomfortable or unmanly, and I think it's a conversation worth having. Hearing you two discuss your signature, honesty, and wisdom could really resonate with a lot of us here. Keep doing what you do. Signed, William, from the south side of Chicago. William, you are spot on. Life gets busy, and investing in meaningful relationships with other dudes, it really takes effort. But when you finally find some men that you enjoy spending time with and that you respect, then you put all that you can into it. Let's hear more from a fellow Windy City guy. Mr. Blackheart, why don't you weigh in here?
Bears. We are talking about the Bears. Oh, no? That's not what William was saying. Okay. I lost focus when he said south side of Chicago because I graduated high school from the south side of Chicago. And fun fact, you know that this is the home of a rather large skyscraper that held records for many, many years that's spelled WILLIS and pronounced Sears Tower. By the way, whose bright idea was it to put the Bean in Grant Park anyway? And don't come at me with this Millennium Park garbage. Regardless, making friends as you get older is super hard. I personally believe that it's because as we become men of a certain age, we have a hard time putting up with the behaviors that many people exhibit now in their daily lives. Being keyboard warriors has made people unlearn proper etiquette, and now when you meet other guys, they're just not gelling with your thought process. I've been talking about this in Black Arts Briefings the past 2 weeks with my series on building a brotherhood. You should check it out because I go into more detail there.
Number 3.
And this email reads, Dear Balcony Brotherhood, I've really enjoyed how your podcast addresses the deeper, often unspoken issues that men deal with. I struggle with finding a healthy work-life balance. Many of us were raised to believe that our worth is tied to our productivity or a paycheck. As a result, it's easy to become consumed by work while neglecting our health, relationships, and personal growth. The pressure always to provide and grind can be exhausting, and it's rarely talked about in honest, relatable ways. Best regards, Elliot in Salinas, California. Elliot, that's a balance that every man should be looking for daily. The old saying that all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy is more true today than ever. Men should not be focused on just work. They must follow their interest outside of the 9-to-5 too. Mr. Blackheart, what's your take on this?
This is more of the toxic masculinity that we've been discussing. There seems to be a theme here this week. I spoke with someone the other day that said a man's purpose in life should not be tied to their job, but it's easy to miss that in today's society. And of course, it's just as easy to say in today's society, that's not the hard part. The hard part comes in with Yoda's statement to Luke. You must unlearn what you have learned. If you tie your purpose to your job, you run the risk of missing your true purpose in life. Now, this can be being an active role model to a child in your life, son, daughter, nephew, niece, an involved part with your life partner, even a good steward to yourself. All of this runs the risk of being set aside, all in the name of paying the bills. Think of it this way. The job is the modern day hunt. The cavemen did it to put food on the table or on their rock, but that was a part of their daily life, not the sole purpose. Think about that analogy, and as you're thinking about applying this to your own life.
Number 4. Going through puberty.
And this email says, What's up, Balcony Brotherhood? Thank you for continuing to give voice to the experience of men today. One topic I think that would really hit home for a lot of your listeners is the identity crisis that men face after retirement. For decades, our sense of purpose is often tied to our careers. When that chapter ends, it can leave a void, raising questions about who we are without a job title. Some men struggle feeling useless, while others quietly battle depression or isolation. It would be powerful to hear you both unpack this transition and how men can redefine purpose in the next phase of life. All the best, Bernard in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Well, Bernard, we do actually have an upcoming episode that deals with one finding his way after retirement, so be sure to listen to future episodes.
Number 5.
And this email says, Dear BBP, great Easter episode. Love the idea of the adult Easter egg hunt as a spin on the traditional event. Why should the children be the only one having fun? Signed, Phil in Columbus, Ohio. Phil, my man, our thoughts exactly. Mr. Blackheart, anything you want to add here?
Phil is right. Kids aren't the only ones to have some fun. I will say that as a parent, it's fun to sit with the other dads, smoking a cigar, and watching the kids hunt for Easter eggs. But if you're putting money, cigar accessories, and possibly hotel bottles of booze and eggs, you'd better watch out. I like hockey, and I have absolutely zero problem with throwing an elbow or two for that Finsky. And if you don't get the Finsky reference, look it up via Google.
It's time to embark on a journey of enlightenment with the founder of Turning Leaf Solutions, Mr. Will Becker. With a passion for personal growth and empowerment, Mr. Becker has dedicated his life to helping individuals navigate the complexities of self-improvement. His 2-minute book review, while brief, is meant to inspire, motivate, and empower you with a tool to unlock your fullest potential.
Thanks for joining us here on the balcony for my bi-weekly book review. Today's book is What to Say When You Talk to Yourself by Shad Helmstetter. This book is all about how the things you say to yourself in your head can totally change your life. It's like learning to be your own coach, and it's super powerful. First off, Shad explains that our brains are like supercomputers, and the thoughts we repeat become our programming. If you keep saying, "I'm bad at math," your brain believes it, and it's harder to get better. But if you say, "I'm getting better at math every day," your brain starts to make that true. The book teaches you how to replace negative self-talk with positive, uplifting words that push you toward your goals. It's not just wishful thinking. It's about rewiring your mind for success. The book is easy to read, broken into short chapters that feel like a conversation with a friend. Shad gives real-life examples like people who turn their lives around by changing their inner dialogue. He also shares 5 steps to better self-talk, like noticing what you're saying to yourself and swapping out the bad stuff for good. It's practical, and you can start doing it right away. When I read this book, I realized why successful entrepreneurs always talk about reading, listening, and associating. Reading books like this one changes how you think by filling your mind with big ideas. Listening to positive podcasts or audio programs reprograms your brain to stay focused. And hanging out with top leaders and high achievers levels you up because their mindset rubs off on you. This book showed me that self-talk is the foundation of all that. It's like the spark that starts the fire. One thing I loved is how Shad makes it feel doable. You don't need to be a genius to change your self-talk. You just need to practice. My only critique, sometimes the book repeats itself, and that's probably to drill home the point. It's perfect for anyone who wants to grow, whether you're aiming for better grades, sports, or just more confidence. In short, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself is a game changer. It's like a manual for upgrading your brain. I give it 5 out of 5 stars for showing me how to take control of my thoughts and why surrounding myself with good books, content, and people is so important. If you want to be your best self, grab this book from the library or Amazon or wherever you get your books and start talking to yourself in a whole new way. And remember, books are the ultimate cheat code to life.
Happy birthday!
And it's time now for our celebrity birthday breakdown. Let's see who's getting older in Hollywood this week. I'm going to start off with actor Tony Danza from Taxi and Who's the Boss. He is 74 years old. Actor Crispin Glover, best known as George McFly from Back to the Future, and actor Andy Serkis, he played Gollum in Lord of the Rings. They are both turning 61 years old this week. Lead singer of The Cure, Robert Smith, he is turning 66 years old this week. Actor Lee Majors, better known as the $6 Million Man, he is 86 years old. And finally, the incomparable Jack Nicholson is 88 years old this week. And that's our celebrity birthday breakdown. For Tanny Blackheart, I'm Paul Drake. The balcony is now closed.
Thank you for downloading the Balcony Brotherhood podcast. The information shared by your hosts is for informational and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered professional advice. Opinions expressed by the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of affiliates or any platform on which you get your pods. We encourage you to do your own research or consult with a qualified professional regarding any of the topics discussed on the show. While the gentlemen strive for accuracy, we cannot guarantee all information shared is current or complete. Remember, this podcast is meant to spark conversation and share ideas. Stay curious and always ask questions. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you do not miss an episode. Until next time, my name is Mr. Announcer, encouraging you to be the best person that you can be. Cheerio and Hakuna Matata.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.